Can you see into my eyes like open doors, leading you down into my core, where I've become so numb?
Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast, Random Talk of the Night. I'm here with Dylan Kennedy,
Hi, my name's Dylan Kennedy.
Jordan Kennedy,
Hi, I'm Jordan Kennedy.
and of course I am AJ Eaton. Today we are talking about old albums versus new albums, old music versus new music
From the same artist.
from the same artist. So,
How much can an artist progress? You know what I mean?
yeah.
When you look at an artist and you look at maybe their first recorded album, and then you try to compare it to something like, their latest recorded album, it kind of makes you think, at what point in the mind does an artist decide to switch it up? The first thing that comes to my mind is the Beatles.
Yeah.
Early Beatles is drastically different.
Oh, it really is.
From later Beatles.
Yeah. Well, real quick, what's your favorite, old or new Beatles?
Old.
Oh,
I love old Beatles.
I like new Beatles.
Do you really?
What?
Oh, I am not an old Beatles or new Beatles. Like I still like the music, but I'm not much of a fan.
I like it. I liked it when drugs got introduced into their music.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it did. I think it was for the better.
I don't know. I like the. I like that old Beatles sound. It was very, the 50s and then what's that?
I honestly wish I grew up in like the 1940s, 50s era.
Yeah.
That would-
Why?
I don't know.
You like antibiotics?
Yeah. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, the whole like, honey, I'm home, and then it's just like business and
Cookie
like,
cutter
drinking in
society.
the office and.
But if you really pay attention though, and you listen to like the later Beatles albums and stuff, they still do have like that very poppy, almost as if like they're saying, we know where we come from, we know our roots. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I feel as if like it's still very evident there. But Jordan, we were listening to earlier this week, Paramore's new album, and you had
Paramore's got a new album.
Paramore
Paramore's
has
got
a new album.
and the Gorillaz have a new album. We could talk about the Gorillaz, like how their old sound is compared to their new sound, but that's kind of hard to do since each album of theirs is like drastically
Yeah.
different from the other. So I really don't know what I could possibly say about that. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot I could, but
Yeah.
But Jordan, you are a committed, diehard Paramore fan since the beginning.
I was.
And this new album comes out, and you think what?
Well, okay. So from their first album, Pressure, I believe. I mean, like they started out as like a high school punk band, and then they moved on to like a post-core kind of like heavy band, but not quite heavy. But then their newest album is more like
Kind of sounds indie.
it's indie pop.
Yeah,
It's
it
indie pop.
does have kind of
They've
indie
always
sound.
been
They don't
indie.
have
Yeah,
like
but I'm
they don't
talking
have
about-
like the drums anymore. They don't have like the bass. They don't have like the heavy hit. They just have like the what people want to hear now.
Yeah.
I don't look at
Like,
it like
I
that.
feel like they fell into what people want to hear now.
I mean, I don't know though, because like for me,
Hipster.
Yeah, hipster sound.
They fell into the hipster.
Okay.
Yeah, they went from the.
You're gonna drop
They
that
went
word, are you?
no. They went from the kid that got made fun of for listening to the rock music to the hipster.
I don't know. If you
Gets
really,
made fun of for
if you
listening.
really listen to the music, that element is still there.
No.
They still have kind of that angstiness to it. Like that song, "Hard Times." That
doesn't match anything they've done in the past.
I don't know. Hard Times. I feel as if it can
That
be.
whole album did not match.
I feel
anything
as
they've
if
done.
Hard Times could be an anthem for today's high schoolers, as much as Misery Business was when we were in high school.
I liked them in Misery Business. That whole album.
What's that other song they had out that was right after Misery Business that got
They had
top
Crush,
40?
Crush, Crush.
Crush, Crush, Crush. Yeah, I loved that song when I was younger.
I mean, they went from rock to indie pop. That's a big change.
I don't know. Okay, one thing I think we should
Then again,
talk...
they lost the drummer and the guitarist, they were both brothers. It was Tyler and what was his name? I can't remember the drummer's name.
You know,
But
I like it.
I think that's when it went downhill.
I think Haley Williams' vocal, like her vocal range, I think it works.
She's a good singer.
She's
Yeah.
a great singer.
Oh, yeah.
And that shines.
And you know,
I think that shines more than ever in this album than it has in any other album. Because it's like I feel as if she's singing for more than just a reason to just not be.
Well, you know, for a while she did a lot of solo work, like featuring in a lot of songs.
Yeah, she did
did that.
B.O.B..
She did that B.O.B.
Yeah,
song,
B.O.B.
Airplanes or whatever.
She was in a lot of Zed's EDM.
Yeah, she did
she
Zed.
did Zed, yeah.
You know, one thing I think we should talk about is it's not necessarily the fact that like maybe these artists are changing, that maybe they are jumping on some kind of a bandwagon, because I've noticed a theme in music a
yeah,
lot
it's
recently, which
Definitely
is
a bandwagon.
I mean,
Which
it kind
is-
of makes sense.
I mean,
though.
I think it does make sense.
You have to go wherever your clientele goes. Like
or you're just
well,
gonna fall.
or you're just gonna fall off.
But-
off the map.
Okay.
your original people will see that and be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
One of my favorite
What are you doing?
One of my favorite decades that I think music has ever held for all genres is the 80s. And I've seen a comeback in that like 80s type sound. Like look at Bruno
Mars is a
Yeah.
great,
Like,
great.
that shit
Yeah.
you couldn't you listen to that
He's
stuff.
probably the next Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I think Bruno Mars is on level of like
And
talent.
So
as
many
Michael
want to
Jackson
be
was.
like another Michael Jackson.
But he can pull.
I don't know.
That's a good example.
That's a toss up. I don't know if Bruno Mars is the next Michael Jackson or if
Weekend.
the Weeknd is.
Well, they both really want that.
Which I gotta say, AJ,
I say
little,
Bruno.
I was a little skeptical about that Weeknd Daft Punk album.
Yeah.
Is that I don't like that Starboy song.
I don't either. Yeah.
It's that.
Yeah,
that
I'm the
big
only
one.
one then, huh?
I don't like it.
I'm the one out of the three.
But I gotta say, that other one, the
Yeah.
other single that he has out.
Yeah,
now,
that one's good.
That one's
That
good.
one is good.
Yeah.
Which
So
one?
are they doing a whole album together, or
I
is
don't
it just
know.
a few songs?
I have no idea. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's a Weeknd album with a couple
Okay,
songs
that's
featuring
that's
Daft
one
Punk,
thing I want
or
to
if
know.
it's Daft Punk and Weeknd. Which if it was Daft Punk and Weeknd,
Daft Punk, like they did their own thing for a while, and now they're just in the background, but like producing other
Yeah.
people, and it's like Daft
well,
Punk's
because
still
they're the
around.
greatest producers in all
I
in all
know,
music
You know,
history.
but they're like they have their hand in everything now.
hmm
Um,
After that Grammy, they would just like move.
They like you listen to a song, you're like, that was a good song.
I don't
You're
know
like,
about
Daft
that.
Punk. What?
I don't think Daft Punk is after that Grammy they went boom. I think they've been kind of boomed.
They
since-
were very like underground dance music at clubs.
They
and
definitely
stuff like that in
hit hit
Europe.
it off in like the techno scene.
Yeah, the techno
But, like,
scene.
their
very
music-
big in Europe.
Now they're
If you
big
really
producers.
listen
They're
to Daft
French.
Punk though,
Yeah.
They're French.
if you really listen to Daft Punk though, there's so much more than techno.
hmm
They're funk, they're hip
Oh yeah.
hop.
Well, yeah.
They've got so many elements. and so
What is
many
that one song?
layers.
The music. I mean, that's
Da
very
Funk?
Da Funk.
Da
They have
Funk,
music
yeah.
though too.
Music Volume Air,
Yeah.
which is just is French for Music Volume 1. Or Volume I think it sounds Music
There's
Volume
volume.
U.
Yeah. But
Um,
going back to Bruno Mars, he's changed his voice, like I mean, or his type of music.
Ever since Uptown Funk,
Yeah.
which actually isn't. That's Bruno Mars being featured.
Yeah.
That I can't remember the name of the artist who actually.
I feel like whenever you listen to like the first Bruno Mars, it was like very sappy, romantic, love, loss, all that
Yeah.
shit.
I could have.
And now it's just like, yeah, now it's just like I'm rich.
Yeah,
check it
yeah.
out.
Sunglass
Punk-
shades on.
Pinky to the moon.
Yeah, pinky to the moon.
He's like, dude, I got it made.
He's going for
Haters
all
gonna
that.
hate. Fuck you.
He's going for all that like type of like what
Luxurious.
rappers want to rap about today.
Yeah, but
and-
he's
and-
using like funk music to flaunt
Yeah,
it, which is
right.
like where kind of like I don't know. I feel as if like the roots of hip hop are starting to be recycled back out because hip hop. I think nowadays, I think hip hop is. I'm not gonna say it's dying.
right.
I'm gonna say it is coming to a point where it's like, all right, guys, come on. What else could we possibly do with this genre?
Yeah.
And so everyone's kind of like, well, shit, you know, the stuff we were doing back in the day was really fucking good. Let's put a modern spin to that. And I mean, honestly, funk music is my favorite genre of music. And so to hear a lot of funk music on the radio that like I'm living with right now, that's new and and relevant, that's really exciting for me. Like I love those new Bruno Mac. I love those. Bruno Mac would be a great name for a funk artist, though. Hey, what's everybody? It's Bruno Mac back at you again.
One, actually, I was just doing.
I
a
like
little
those
bit
Bruno
of
Mars
research.
songs.
One thing that actually surprised me is Linkin Park.
Yeah. What happened to them?
Well,
What happened to
what
them?
happened to them?
What
Have you heard
are
Heavy?
they?
Have you heard their song?
They got
Heavy?
they got a new single out on the radio, and if you hear it, you literally go, "Oh,
What?
it sounds like the lead singer of Linkin Park doing a song with another band, like he's featured."
Really?
But it's Linkin
It's
Park.
Linkin Park.
It's Linkin Park has jumped on a bandwagon. If they ever, which I don't think Linkin Park ever had an original sound, this new fucking album that they
hated
have coming out.
Linkin Park.
Really?
Yeah, I hate Linkin
Really
Park
bad.
too. I don't like Linkin Park.
Oh my God.
Wow. I love them back in the
I
I know
day.
that's
Linkin
blasphemy.
Park.
A lot of people like Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Linkin
like,
Park.
What's your own opinion? But
Whenever they play, like, nowadays, like,
opinion's wrong.
they play their new song Heavy on the radio, I'm like, who the fuck? You're like, damn, this song is really catchy, and then all of a sudden they're like, that was Linkin Park, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, they changed their sound a lot.
It really makes sense though for these. Like we were going back to it. It makes sense that they're on this, let's say, bandwagon or whatever, because you're going to lose maybe a fan base or gain even more. I mean, you're what? Some of these bands are like 6 years ago.
Well, let's be honest. Let's be honest for a second. The demographic of people that Paramore used to appeal to,
Scene.
the like that scenester crowd, you know, that demographic of people.
I hate when people say
There's
scene.
not really a market for it anymore because the whole ultimately, even though with what goes on with all fads, is you think that it's going to be like the rest of your life. We all eventually kind of get out of it, and the new thing comes in. So for Paramore to change their sound, or for Paramore to make an album that sounds completely different from anything else they've ever done, I don't think it's necessarily jumping on a bandwagon. I think it's just kind of like growing up with your fan base.
Well, I mean,
It's
they,
kind of like
they just released.
it's just becoming what you are now with what you were and everyone else who celebrated you with that.
Their
I
album.
mean, if they were still gonna start making that scenester crap, you know, I mean, who out there is gonna be jamming it? They would fall into obscurity.
Right.
Well, I mean, you still have the young crowd that would be looking for the same thing they're looking for. I mean,
I don't think
whenever
younger crowds are
when I
looking for that
heard
now.
Paramore is coming out with a new album, like that upbeat, that drum, that bass, that guitar, and everything. But now it's
I know
just
that's
like,
what you want to hear, but I mean, for a band as iconic as Paramore to stay relevant, they couldn't possibly still do that.
they could. I was looking
Yeah,
forward
they
to
could,
it.
they honestly
I
could,
really
because
that would have been different nowadays.
maybe it wouldn't be as popular
but
because there's so many new people wanting those sounds, but the fans would
the
honestly.
nostalgia of it.
You would think these bands would want to still keep with their
Okay,
fans.
let me give you an example, and this is kind of an example / opinion. Blink
I love
182.
it.
Blink 182 is back in circulation.
Right,
again.
right.
I mean, this is they've been out.
I heard that new album flopped.
It flopped hard. You know why?
Why?
Because it's a carbon copy of just they kind of took like their greatest hits album and then made like the average sounding song that was.
I
and
didn't
made
think
it
it's
every
well,
track on the
okay,
album.
okay, no, there's a difference between like a 4-chord band, which would be Blink 182, and then you have Paramore. Every song was very
But
distinct.
Blink 182.
Blink 182, they just played 4 chords throughout the whole thing.
Blink 182 tried to be old Blink 182.
Yeah, and they tried
And that's
to keep
why
their
album
image.
flopped. And also,
But Paramore, if you look at each of their albums, like the Pressure album, then you had Misery Business, and then you had like what
that one
was
was
the
called
last
Riot.
one? Riot, yeah, Riot. So,
Riot was a good song.
Riot was the album.
Did they have a Riot song?
There might have been.
I'm pretty sure there's a Riot song. I like.
Okay, so the thing I have with it is also the songwriting in that new Blink-182 album is so goddamn transparent. It's like filled with lyrics that are just like, oh, you know, this sounds like a Blink-182 song. Like it almost is like a parody of a Blink-182 song.
Really?
I mean, Blink-182, I used to like them for their kind of like profound lyrics in a sense. Like they were making music that was saying stuff that a lot of people didn't know how to say, and they were using a certain type of vocabulary to say it, and it was all aesthetically pleasing. It's like they scrapped that and was just like, okay, well, let's not put a lot of effort into the lyrics or the songwriting, and let's just put more effort into what people want to hear. I think if it was an instrumental album, which Blink-182 releasing an instrumental album would be weird, but at least it would have still been like, oh, well, yeah, I guess that is a Blink-182 album, because, like, I don't know, I have a really bad problem with the songwriting on most of those songs. It's just...
Blink-182 found a way to make a simple band with simple lyrics with simple beats.
Yeah. It's too simple, though.
It's way too... It's garage
This new
band.
album is way too simple.
It's literally a garage band.
It sounds like...
They're good.
It sounds like songs
But their
he
new
wrote.
album is just like, it's too...
It's like songs
original.
he wrote when he was like a teenager before he blew it up, and then
It's
was
like he found
let's
an
do
old
these.
notebook and was like, hey...
It's just like, you broke my heart, and now I'm sad, so you can go and be real bad, 'cause I'm sad. Like it's just really stupid, you know?
I have to be quiet because here comes my dad.
Yeah. And I wrote this song with my friend, Thad.
Let's talk about Blink-182. You know, there's that sound in the early 2000s. I guess it originally started in the late 90s, but...
They're
did you-
still trying it. They're still doing it.
But Sum 41?
I haven't heard a lot of new Sum
Yeah,
41.
what was the other one?
Actually, the lead singer's in bad shape.
Oh, really?
From
Well-
last I saw.
Well, I think we've talked about this before, but you know that the lead singer of Sum 41 was married to Avril Lavigne,
Oh, that's right.
and she left him for the lead singer of, drumroll please, Nickelback.
yeah. Yeah. We talked about that. We talked about that in episode 3.
photograph. Look at this graph.
I love that. I love that
That
video.
is such a fucking awkward mix.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, the new Blink-182 song is like a Nickelback song. Only it sounds like a Blink-182 song. You know how Nickelback has really transparent lyrics too?
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know. There's something about that Photograph song. There's a reason why Nickelback is kind of a meme right now. And it's
Yeah.
because it's almost like they're so bad it's good. They're
Yeah.
like the Troll
Yeah,
2
no,
of
that is
musicians.
totally true.
You can't help but to listen to it. You relate heavily to
Yeah.
it. But at the same time, you're like, Jesus Christ,
go-
did
you go
a
to a
4-year-old
bar.
write this song? Yeah, you go to a bar.
And it's just Nickelback.
Look at this photograph.
And you're like, damn it, I gotta listen to 10 Nickelback songs before I can play mine.
Yeah,
I don't
because
even
people love. They're like, you know what, man? You know what? Hey, you know what, man?
No.
That Photograph
Hell no.
song, it helped. You know what it does? Every time I hear that song, it makes me reminisce about when you
When
sometimes
when Sherry left me.
sometimes you look at old photos of when you were young and you're like, what the hell is on Jimmy's head? And Nickelback said that. God,
Did he really?
that's a lyric in the song. It's like,
Yeah, that's a lyric.
what
I
the
hate
hell is
Nickelback.
on? He's talking about, he's looking at the photo and he's saying, look how it was something like we were happy. What the hell is that on Jimmy's head? Like, oh, look how we used to look. Isn't that ridiculous? He's commenting on how ridiculous it is, and it's
God,
just
fucking
it's,
Nickelback suck.
it's like it's like a 4-year-old.
There's
wrote it.
Hinder. There's Hinder.
Oh God! Don't even get me started on Hinder.
Hinder's a one-hit wonder.
Oh, and
band,
Creed with arms wide
though.
open.
Yeah. Hey,
That is on the
Hey.
jukebox constantly at our local bar. It's just like it's just burned into my head.
Hey,
I
I gotta
wake
say-
up thinking of that song.
I gotta say though,
after a long night.
I'm not proud to admit this, but back in the day, I used to be a big Creed fan.
Dude, back in the
Dude,
day, I
okay,
listened to
wait, no.
Nickelback, so
Remember-
we're all good
Yeah.
here.
Remember before?
I'm sure everyone can relate.
I
Maybe
know,
not.
I know
but
it's
I'm
not
sure
cool.
some.
I know it's not cool. I know it's like cool to not like Nickelback now, but I didn't like Nickelback back in the day either.
Dylan, you are awesome.
No,
Yeah.
Nickelback.
Thanks, AJ. Yeah.
Good job, Dylan.
Do you remember You remember when Aunt Donna and Uncle Mikey used to have to watch us before like school, and we'd
Yeah.
watch VH1 in the morning, and Creed with
Arms
arms
wide
wide
open.
open.
Back when music
Every-
videos were
I
on
have-
TV.
Right. No, this is VH1 by the way.
Oh,
This
okay.
isn't
This
even
ain't
MTV.
MTV don't even do music.
No, MTV2
This was
does.
impressive.
MTV2 does, which makes no damn sense.
Yeah. We built our foundation on music videos. All right, fucking scrap it.
Throw it on the other channel.
Yeah, just give them another channel, and we'll do them there.
Now let's talk about Teen Moms.
That's like, that's
Listen,
like doing
listen.
AJ unboxings
Music videos
and
have
then
to wait.
doing a podcast.
Music
Throw it on
videos.
the other channel.
Music videos have to wait because we got 13-year-olds out here fucking getting pregnant. Okay, so there's a lyric in that with arms. Or what's that? There's that Creed song. Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. And you know what? You're right, Creed.
I think a sub
6 feet
just got
isn't.
made.
Wait, is it
It's
6 feet or
Dylan
maybe 7
Dylan
feet?
Kennedy karaoke.
Yeah.
Well, we can't copy. We can't do copy. We can't play the song because it's copyrighted.
Well, you get 10 seconds to do it before it's copyright.
I want him. The thing is like he says, like I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. But you know what, Creed? 6 feet really isn't that far down. But is he commenting on like a grave? Like you're 6 feet
Yeah.
deep in the grave?
Yeah, because you're dead. And
That's
it's
kind
like,
of maybe 6 feet ain't so far down.
Right. 6 feet. Maybe,
That's a little bit
maybe
more
that.
profound than I
Have
was
you ever
thinking.
been buried with sand only like 5 inches down? It's pretty fucking heavy.
But 6 feet still ain't that far down.
So what's another band that is changing now or already has changed?
Okay,
Their
well,
sound.
Linkin Park, we already
Yep.
discussed that. Paramore, we already discussed that.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
I don't think Bruno Mars has changed that much though.
Yeah, I mean,
I
he's,
really think
he's
they
more
have.
upbeat.
I really think
He went from
has.
sappy to upbeat.
Yeah.
I think he had a couple sappy songs, but he definitely has changed because that whole like I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do anything.
Lazy song.
The lazy song. That is a different hit he had, and then that bang bang gorilla. That song. I don't know what it's called. Is it called Gorilla? I don't know. You know who I would like to see release a new album, and I don't know if all the
Lady Gaga. She changed.
Lady Gaga has changed.
but Lady Gaga is kind
and
of
I
like
gotta be honest, I like new Lady Gaga over old. So there's
Actually, I
there's a
accept both of
positive
them.
there.
I
you
don't
really?
know.
I accept both of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
I like-
listen to a lot
I
of
like-
You know what?
Anyway.
I gotta be honest. Let's really be honest here. Justin Bieber, old, was awful. I mean, he's made fun of. And what really sucks is his new music is
It's
not
still awful.
bad. No,
Oh,
it's not
okay.
bad.
It's,
and
it's
no,
not
people
too
just
bad.
people will say, "Oh man,
He's
Justin
been
Bieber,"
he's
just
been
because of
labeled
his.
bad.
Because
He-
of his old sound and old, just
He
he
does-
was a kid. He made himself off YouTube and then he just did all that. I mean, you gotta think, back then, yeah,
It's like,
his producers and stuff probably made him do a lot of that. Get all the young
well,
girls.
plus you're
you know?
young.
Yeah. And now he's
know.
doing his own thing, and honestly, he's grown up,
It's
and
not
he's got
too
he's
bad.
got a good voice.
Yeah,
still a
but
douche.
Justin
Yeah,
Bieber's
I mean,
got like
sure
he's a
he
douche.
is
Still a douche.
wrecking Lambos and stuff like that. But
Doing-
Pissing in mop
I mean, would you
buckets.
not be
Okay,
like?
let's be honest.
At least
though.
it's a mop
Let's be
bucket.
honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It happened to Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
It happened to Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, you
I
know
really
what
don't
it
know.
was those girls.
Selena Gomez
on-
isn't really like off the deep end as much as she's just a little more comfortable.
Do you know
like,
who
showing a
Selena
little more-
Gomez is with right now?
No,
Blake Sheldon.
No.
Yeah.
I don't
Look it
want.
up.
I don't want to talk.
I don't know.
I don't wanna talk
Seriously,
about that.
look it up. I swear to God, she is with him.
But you gotta think these girls came from Disney, and
That's
that's
legit.
what they were known for.
Um,
Like
I think
Miley Cyrus, people thought of Hannah Montana, and she hated that when she got older. And you just
She broke
that's
free.
yeah,
Yeah.
she broke free and just went nuts. And
Well,
so-
I
and
think-
it's really kind of positive and negative at the same time.
I mean, in one aspect,
Okay, when you think of Miley Cyrus now, you really do think she did it well. You think of her as that like obnoxious, like nuts. Like,
well, her
like-
music. When I
Hannah Montana's second now, and she finally did that.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe the whole concept behind like the Miley Cyrus Hannah Montana separation was, you get the best of both worlds. I think maybe that was her kind of trying to.
You get the best.
I think
of both.
she was trying
Did
to
you
say.
mean to do that? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Why would? Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know
Um,
you were a Hannah Montana fan, so.
Oh, I love Hannah Montana. No,
I have the album.
our
You get the
aunt.
sweet
Hey,
and then you get
my
the sour.
aunt is a background extra in the Hannah Montana movie.
It's true.
That's
And
what you're telling me.
she's got like screen time. You can see her in a scene. It's in the rodeo, the square dancing barn scene or something, something like that. But what I'm saying is like my theory here is Hannah Montana, maybe she created that. There was that whole like Hannah Montana persona thing because she wanted to be one artist and still have her own identity. Maybe that's just kind of like what she's doing now. She's this other Hannah Montana, this other Miley Cyrus. Like she's kind of like she was Miley Cyrus, and then she was Hannah Montana, and I think she's kind of like now she's Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus. She's want to be more Miley Cyrus than she does Hannah Montana, so that's why she's like grinding up on throwing her tongue out and smoking
Yeah.
weed.
Well, I mean, also you have to take an aspect like that. She's our age, so being that young, and then she gets the money.
Do you guys
How else
remember?
would we blow it? We'd do the same thing. We'd party all the time.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when, even in her Hannah Montana phases, those like, kind of like those nude pics of her leaked on the internet?
Yeah.
That was kind of like, that. I think that was kind of like a moment where it was like, this girl wants to be herself.
Yeah.
And it was at the time I remember it was so shocking. It was like, oh my God, how could like America's sweetheart like do this? But I mean, like, fuck it. I don't blame Justin Bieber for wanting to do what he wants to do. I mean, he's kind of an ass about it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like he can't.
I think you would be too, though, if you just got. I mean, it would probably get to your head. Hannah Montana, Selena Gomez, or Miley. See how bad that is? Like Miley
Yeah,
Cyrus.
they're like it's all such. They were such marginalized musicians.
Young kids, and people are like making. I mean, you get made fun of so much. I'm sure these celebrities just. That's worse than anything.
Fuck it, I'm gonna go wreck Lambos and do coke. You
Yeah.
know? Because who said they
Because
didn't ask to be role
You
models?
want to make yourself seem more. I could see someone want to seem bad, or something like that, because you just get so much shit.
I mean, yeah.
You probably do want to try to be like, I'm not that young kid anymore. That little.
You want
for little kids.
You want to show people. You want to show people that you're also a human being capable of human error.
Right.
Who has your own quirks and kinks that you. Yeah, fuck it. If you grew up in Disney, you become a child icon.
Yeah.
You have to be Little Miss Perfect all the time. Eventually, you're gonna be like, I don't want to be Little Miss
After
Perfect.
breaking out, yeah.
Drugs are fun, and I want to do them all the time. So, yeah, their style has changed a lot, but I think there's a
I think it's
reason
for the
behind
better.
that. Yeah.
I gotta say, it's for the better.
It is a little bit for the better, yeah.
Because you can't just keep doing Hannah Montana all your life.
No, man. No way.
I mean, look at Michael Jackson. He used to be in the Jackson 5. He was just that little kid, like, and
ABC.
yeah. And then look at him later on. He grew up.
No, he didn't.
He grew up.
Michael Jackson did not grow
Well,
up.
he didn't personally, but you know why? It's because the documentary it showed it was his dad.
He was robbed of his childhood.
Yeah.
And so when he became an adult and was, capable of running his own life, he lived in an amusement park. And people were like, that's weird. Why would he want to live in
But
an
his
amusement park?
sound did change
But
because
the question
of
is,
his producers.
if anything,
Well, I mean, yeah.
I don't
His
think
own writing too. Like he had his own.
Yeah, I mean, he
experience
wrote
speech.
that stuff.
I don't think Michael Jackson was weird or kind of creepy for wanting to live in an amusement park. Because if you ask me, who the fuck doesn't want to live in an amusement park? And if you got the
True.
money to do it, fucking why the hell not? People are like, oh, he's weird. He just wants to, like, attract little children. Well, like, he was never a child. He never had, like, childhood friends. So, naturally, when he got older and, his father was out of the picture, he wanted to have that. To him, that always felt important. Always felt crucial to being a human being. So, yeah, he was a man-child. But he was a genius man-child who wrote incredible hit music. He's forever going to be the king of pop. And, yeah, they did find some weird child pornography type shit in his house, a couple months back. But,
Did they?
yeah, they did.
Did they really?
Yeah, they found some, it wasn't necessarily child pornography. It was,
Well, then why would you say it was?
because it was regular pornography with, like, faces of, like, children, like, superimposed onto, like, the adult bodies.
Like super glued.
Yeah, like, he was...
So, like, going back to Miley Cyrus, like, when everyone did those fake photos kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus' face on, like, a porno star.
It was like an adult's body,
Except
and
like a
he
manual.
would glue like a picture of like a child's
Like
face
prehistoric
Oh,
Photoshop.
wow.
over the. Yeah, they found that in his mansion recently, and
Why
yeah,
did it take
What
that
do you mean
long?
recently?
Yeah, what do you mean?
it was like late last year. It was like fall of last
That's
year.
a long
No,
time.
it wasn't.
Yeah, it
That's
was.
a long time
I
to
read the
find
article.
something
It was
like
like I found it
Was it in
online.
a vault?
It was in a vault. Yeah, it was in a vault.
What?
It was in a hidden room.
Wow.
Yeah.
You better be right.
Look it up. I swear to God, I don't know. That's what the article said.
Was the article posted like 6 years ago?
No, it was posted like 7 months ago or something like that.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No way.
So I will say one person that kept like their sound is going to rap music is 50 Cent.
Does 50 Cent have a new album?
50, yeah, he has a new album, but he like kept his sound. If you listen to it, it's old 50 Cent.
Go Shorty. It should. I remember when that song came out.
It's 50 Cent.
I was talking to my cousin. We were listening to the radio, and that song came on. The Go Shorty. It's your birthday. And I didn't understand it. I was like, what does that mean?
When
Like,
you're little.
yeah, I was like, what does it mean? Like, go shorty, it's your birthday. I remember her explaining it to me, being like, you know, sometimes you just want to wake up and you just want to like live life every day like it's your birthday. You know that like that birthday feeling when you wake up and you feel good and it's your birthday. So go shorty, it's your birthday. And it just clicked with me. And I grew more respect for 50 Cent. I also grew a lot more respect for 50 Cent when I heard he was shot like 11 times and survived.
And that's so true too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most rappers want to make up stuff to make them seem like more
I mean-
from the street or whatnot.
Yeah,
but
like
that-
Tupac and.
Yeah.
Well, Tupac,
Oh shit, radar.
What,
Tupac.
2
We're talking about Tupac.
Tupac did not survive multiple gunshot wounds.
Yeah.
What makes you more of a legend? Are you a legend if you get shot up a bunch of times and survive it, or you get shot up once and die from it?
Why are you more a legend if you die?
I don't know. I feel as if
Why
like
is
if
that
you
a
have
thing?
like a godlike complex, that kind of makes you a little bit. I'm not trying to say 50 Cent's cooler than Tupac. I know that's blasphemy. I
Tupac's
would never
way
say
cooler
that.
than 50 Cent.
Tupac is way cooler than 50 Cent in so many more ways, despite how many times he's been shot and whether he lived or died.
Biggie
Tupac's
Smalls.
Biggie
What?
Smalls. I think Biggie Smalls is better than Tupac, though. Sorry about that, guys.
Shit, we
trigger
got-
warning, trigger warning.
Yeah.
People go ape shit over fucking
Mhm.
Tupac.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know.
Okay, I like Tupac. I appreciate
Yeah.
Tupac. I think he's got some great hip hop songs
Yeah.
out there. They're all about California. He is,
They're all
he
about
is
California.
he is the Red Hot Chili Peppers of hip hop music.
That's good.
Which, speaking of which, I want to give a shout out to my good friends Ben and Shelby for hooking me up with this dope ass Red Hot Chili Peppers concert. I love it. I'm wearing it right now. It's comfortable as fuck. And
Concert
it looks good.
t-shirt, yeah.
Concert t-shirt. Red Hot Chili
That
Peppers.
is a cool T-shirt.
Awesome. I hope you guys had a good time at the show. I wish I could have been there, but I had just as much fun watching your dogs and your cats while you were there. But still, shout out.
You were a
Thank
doggy sitter.
I was a dog sitter.
So Jordan, do you have any more just other than Paramore that you know of?
I mean, didn't Green Day like?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Green Day's
Green
got a
Day,
new album.
yeah.
They
out.
had a thing.
I'm not crazy about that one either. The lyrics in that one are kind of cheap.
Yeah. No, which one did like someone like a rock band went electronic? Was that Linkin Park?
I think
That's what we were just.
yeah.
Was that what you guys were
Yeah.
talking about earlier? Okay, I didn't hear you guys say
Everyone's
anything about.
electronic now.
Yeah, that's really true. Now, is that good or bad?
I think it's okay because I like electronic music.
Yeah. Do you really?
I love it.
I love EDM.
Yeah.
So like, but there's like I don't know the Linkin
And I
Park
think
thing. I didn't
if
think was
it-
that good.
If a good artist can make electronic music and make good electronic music, I don't care if that's not where their roots from or not, because good tunes is good tunes
That's
at the
true.
end of the day.
That's true.
And-
And you know what? People don't give like electronic music enough credit because that is music. Like just like you're playing guitar, it takes a lot of skill to be able to make stuff like that on EDM.
I know. I hate
tracks.
it. I hate it when people are like, they're just pushing buttons.
Yeah, there's so much more to it.
What's so hard about that? They're just pushing buttons. They're playing with fucking frequencies and shit. Like, it's not just pushing buttons. A lot of it is pushing buttons, but they're pushing buttons that control different sounds, and they're mashing them up together, and they're playing with sound frequencies, and they're manipulating that, and it's so much more than pushing buttons, people. Come on, electronic music. I would argue to say that a turntable is just as much of an instrument than a guitar or a trumpet
Or
is.
a keyboard.
Or a keyboard.
Because you're pretty much
And
doing
I'll-
keyboard on a computer.
And keyboards, you know, especially with like synthesizers and stuff, that's a whole nother level
Yeah.
of music making
It
right
really
there.
is.
It's not just like you're playing a piano or something.
Right.
Watch an LCD sound system live performance and tell me those people don't know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, a lot of people might see it and go, they're just pushing buttons. They're turning knobs too.
Especially live.
Yeah.
They do that shit live.
Yeah, they're
It's
doing it on
it's
the
not
spot.
like they just make albums. And,
They have
you
to know when
Yeah.
what frequency has to go to where, and like there's so much to it. There's layers upon layers. Yeah, I'm you know, a turntable is just as much of an instrument as a guitar is.
So just to recap, let's end this. What do you think? Old albums versus new? I think there's positives and negatives. Which
Yeah.
would-
I think.
I mean,
I think-
some you
Some
need.
can pull it off.
Yeah.
Some can't. But at the same time, you respect them for what they were and what they're trying to do.
Right.
But
Like at least you still
you
have
still
their
you
music.
still support them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Unless they would go so bad,
I mean,
it's
unless
like,
it's like Nickelback.
Yeah.
Has Nickelback released a new album?
No.
No.
I wonder.
watch them come out with electronic album.
Nickelback.
Look at this.
Dylan, you got any last words?
I do. No, that's it. Those are my last words. Just
Okay.
I and do.
And I mean, I just think there's positives and
Yeah.
negatives.
Well, that. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think if a talented band or a talented musician could pull off a different genre than what they're known for or maybe what they're used to, I think it can be still considered good. I mean, yeah, there's positives, there's negatives. There's a lot of albums that come out from artists that you listen to and you go, wow, they changed their sound. Like Ed Sheeran. His first album was kind of like that folky punk, that folk rock
Yeah.
kind of sound. It was very folky.
Now it's
Now,
very poppy.
now he's doing club
Yeah.
bangers, and they're great.
Yeah.
And he's talented enough, and he's got the vocal range for it, and he's got the mindset to do that. I don't think genre.
And a lot of these artists, going back to EDM, they go for to be featured in these songs
Mhm.
because they're great musicians and you have great DJs and you put them together, it just makes great music.
Yeah, sometimes a collaboration can be a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
I don't think an artist should, at any way, shape, or form,
Limit themselves.
limit themselves to one genre.
Right.
If they want to, or they feel as if they can do something in a different genre, by all means do it. And you know what? It's sometimes not going to work out. But I don't know. I think recently, my opinion on what has happened recently is it's been working out for a lot of
Sometimes
musicians.
it works out, yeah.
I think it's been
really.
working. I think we're finally starting to enter in an age of music that is where there's more thought and more soul being produced into a song, into an album. And it's no longer just kind of like fan service for whatever. I like the idea. I like this. I like it. I want to see more of it. I want to see Paramore's next album be like a reggae album or
Yeah.
something. I don't care. Fuck it.
I can
Do
see
it,
that.
Hayley Williams. I mean the business of me is that really take it from the top. She could do it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
I mean, really, almost any artist can just, if they're that talented, they can make multiple genres.
Wherever your clientele goes, you're gonna go. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening in. This podcast.
Hey AJ, what's this crazy thing that we've been talking into?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we forgot. We've been let us know what you guys think. We got a Turtle Beach stream mic. We just did a video of it. You can check that out on YouTube. So if it sounds better, I hope it sounds better.
Yeah.
But that way we are not holding microphones and doing
Throw out those old rock band
yeah.
mics.
Old rock band mics are out. So
Yeah, we are also switching up our genre and not doing rock band microphone recordings.
We're doing
and
Turtle Beach.
Doing
Turtle
Turtle
Beach
Beach
stream mics.
So that's kind of like the theme here. Boom, full circle.
I get 10% of the sales.
Also, Ski, give us a sponsorship, please.
Thank you guys so much for listening in. This
Red
is Ram
flag.
Talk of the Night, episode 8.
Give
We're
us a
on
sponsorship, Ski.
Ski, please give us a sponsorship.